It has been a long time coming, especially for 7Hz, whose release cycle isn't as frequent as that as other companies. This is actually a great thing as crafting new earphones take time. I'd rather have a new earphone that makes meaningful improvements rather than the ones that just, make a small minor tweak of things and just put it out. I appreciate the care that is put into R&D for something new. Today we have in the studio the brand new 7Hz Aurora. When you look at the box of the Aurora, you will notice the central theme of these earphones, titanium Damascus, a type of titanium made by forging different types of titanium on top of each other like a titanium sandwich. This is the central theme of Aurora. It is then folded to create even more layers and finally chemically treated to make the folds more evident. This process, along with the way it is heat treated, gives it a look reminiscent of an Aurora. On the side of the box, you will find more of these patterns, and towards the back, you will see an exploded view of the Aurora showcasing all design details. Opening the box, you will find a 7Hz earphone case hiding the Aurora beneath it. Just to note, the foam insert in the case might be a little bit too tightly lodged in, requiring a bit of force to remove. This is completely normal. Additionally, you will find a ear tip case featuring two different types of ear tips. One is the type that 7Hz usually includes, while the larger ones are the brand new ones. I found the medium-sized one to be quite comfortable as they are able to provide a good shallow fit, unlike the usual deep insertion. Below that is an accessory box containing literature that often goes unread, as well as the Aurora's cable. Next, let's talk about build quality. So the Aurora is stunning to say the least. The titanium Damascus faceplate boasts layers of yellow, blue and purplish copper, creating a mesmerizing play with light. It is slightly dark, which complements the 3D printed chassis as well. It takes a different approach compared to some of its contemporaries such as the Moondrop Dusk by featuring a smoky chassis. This design choice teases you by briefly revealing the drivers used inside. It's like one of those peekaboo things, you can see them and then you can't. Speaking of drivers, the Aurora is 7Hz's first attempt at a tri-brit design, featuring a 12mm composite dynamic driver paired with dual balance armatures and a 6mm microplanar tweeter, all connected through a 3-way crossover. The Aurora features a 2-pin socket, and the cable that comes with it are a 2-pin single crystal copper cable with a friction-based interchangeable plug. It's best not to change the plugs too often as they are held in place by friction, otherwise the cable feels sturdy and substantial. Sound. For your measure battery pleasure, I've included a graph. The Aurora is a U-shaped IEM with elevated sub-bass and upper mid-range responses. I found them to have a natural tonal weight that isn't overly warm. I particularly enjoy IEMs with a sub-bass focus as they tend to ensure good levels of clarity in the mids, and the Aurora delivers just that. It has a slightly energetic upper mids, making it more engaging compared to the Moondrop Dusk, which I also recently reviewed. Interestingly, despite the different classes of drivers, the Aurora has a very cohesive sound. The dynamic driver provides deep, visceral bass, the balance armature handles the mids to the upper mids, and the microplanar extends the treble even further. Overall, the Aurora boasts excellent levels of resolution worthy of its 7Hz flagship title. Bass on the Aurora is predominantly sub-bass, with mid-bass taking a back seat. It allows for a clean and unobstructed expression in the mid-range. I found bass texture to be excellent with clear rumbles and a focus on the fundamental tones. The sub-bass is sonorous with great texture. While the mid-bass is present, it is not as prominent as sub-bass. The balance between tightness and control allows the Aurora to articulate the bass very well. Dynamics in the bass section remains largely good. Mid-range. The mid-range on the Aurora is an exciting listen, packed with resolution and focus. As mentioned, the tonal weight on the Aurora is natural sounding. Female vocals shine on the Aurora, thanks to the slight emphasis on the upper mid-range, making them sound more focused and clear with a hint of sweetness. There is a layer of air around the vocal section, likely due to the added treble extension from the microplanar. Male vocals have a similar tonal color to the female vocals, remaining cohesive with the overall sound. Instruments sound refined on the Aurora, especially the piano where runs on an instrument sound exhilarating. There is a crystalline nature to the tone that makes it easy to identify instruments. Next, treble. The microplanar is the chief treble renderer here, and this emerging tech shows a lot of potential. It does a great job with treble extension as expected on the Aurora. The treble is airy and beautiful as it should be. Next, talking about Soundstage. Firstly, with regards to width, Firstly, with regards to width and height, the Aurora sounds expansive and tall thanks to its very airy treble response, which creates a very grand sense of space. Depth and positioning are also excellent on the Aurora with very clear presentation. The dynamics of the sub-bass also contributes to this perception. Next up, versus some comparisons. So I recently reviewed the Moondrop Dusk, so obviously I'm going to compare it with the Moondrop Dusk. So the Moondrop Dusk, which also recently debuted, provides a good comparison point. Both are tri-brit earphones, making comparisons very reasonable. I found Dusk to be more laid back and smoother sounding compared to the Aurora. The Aurora is a bit more exciting to listen to and will be suitable for those of you who like to actively listen to your music. If you prefer to melt in a chair while listening to music, go with the Dusk. But if you want to sit down and seriously listen to every little nuance, I think the Aurora should be your choice. Technicalities between the two are rather similar with good sub-bass and airy treble. Next up, versus the Simgot EA1000. Now the Simgot EA1000 shares a similar tone profile to the Aurora. While I appreciate the EA1000, the Aurora surpass it in both sound and price. They both feature an elevated 3K peak, allowing for female vocals to sound focused and sweet. However, the Aurora excels in resolution and treble extension, resulting in a more airy sound compared to the EA1000. What sets the EA1000 apart is its bass, which has a resonant quality from the added passive radiator. Next, I'm going to talk to you about some things I like and do not like about the Aurora. First, I love the looks on the Aurora with its titanium Damascus and all the amazing layers of colors. It is certainly quite unique. Regarding sound, the Aurora takes 7Hz to a new level with its tri-brit configuration. The inclusion of the new ear tips is also a really nice touch. Next up, on the downsides, I am quite lukewarm about the stock cable with the friction fit plug. Having used such a design before, I know that this will become loose eventually. Blind buy, must try, consider or give your enemy. So rating the Aurora, I think this is a must try. The Aurora is a must try pair. It gets so many things right with a lovely treble extension and deep controlled bass, all delivered with finesse. This makes it an interesting lesson. With that said, thank you guys for watching the Super Chunk Super Audio Show. I hope you find this episode featuring the Aurora to be an interesting one. Also, you can help me out a bunch by pressing the like and subscribe button right here down below. And if you're already subscribed, you are fantastic. I love you guys very much. But if you have not subscribed, you can do better by pressing the like and subscribe button. With that said, thank you guys for watching the Super Chunk Super Audio Show. It's always great to be back. Finally, I got a bit more energy. Someone commented that I look really dead in my Pandemon video. You are right. I was absolutely smashed in that video. Yeah, I was just very tired. Anyways, I hope to see you guys soon.